This feels like such a complete waste of time. Before I get going, please leave a like, comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe, and then hit the bell icon so you don't miss another video. The Chiefs have dominated this division since the arrival of Mahomes. Him and Andy Reid have been a match made in heaven, just like the days of Brady and Belichick. And it's similar to those days because every couple years each other team in the division would either fire a head coach, draft a quarterback, just to try to compete with the Chiefs. Those days actually be challenged starting this year? I sure hope so, but I doubt it. I mean, us Bronco fans are feeling a little bit more optimistic going into the year, at least speaking for myself. Yeah, I do have more optimism after seeing Bo Nix in actual action. Nix and Peyton can be a scary duo. Then you have Harbaugh being hired by the Chargers. I mean, this will be good for about 3 to 4 years before he wants out. That's kind of how he does things. Get to a Super Bowl or AFC Championship game and then out. Back to college. I can understand the good vibes coming from the Raiders, making the right decision to keep Antonio Pierce as the head coach. The battle for second through last place is kind of hard to predict just because of the amount of uncertainty from the Chargers, Broncos, and Raiders. The team finishing in last, though, I do think it will be the Raiders. Is this wishful thinking that my Broncos won't end up in last place? Yeah, probably. I mean, Denver has to beat the Raiders eventually this year, right? I mean, that will probably be the reason why the Raiders end up in last, because the Broncos beat. I'm going to go over some of the key additions and departures and play a little game of win-loss with the Raiders schedule. But first, the key additions are defensive tackle Christian Wilkins, quarterback Gardner Minshew, running back Alexander Madison, guard Cody Whitehair. While the key departures are running back Josh Jacobs, quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo, wide receiver Hunter Renfrow, defensive tackle Jerry Tillery, and quarterback Brian Hoyer. That defensive front, though, did get pretty scary with the addition of Christian Wilkins. Having him on the inside and then to go along with Max Crosby on the outside. They have nice pieces already on defense. It will all come down to how Gardner Minshew was just named the starting quarterback at time of recording. He has won some games in this league before, but let's see how many wins he'll get in 2024. Their opponents in 2024, week 1, we got the Chargers getting an L, week 2, Ravens an L, week 3, Panthers a win, week 4, Browns a loss, week 5, Broncos a loss, week 6, Steelers a loss, week 7, Rams a loss, week 8, Chiefs a loss, week 9, Bengals a loss. Week 10 is their bye week, and out of their bye week they get the Dolphins in week 11 and they'll lose. Week 12 you get the Broncos win, Chiefs in week 13 a loss, week 14 Buccaneers a win, week 15 Falcons a loss, week 16 Jaguars a loss, week 17 Saints a win, week 18 Chargers win. I would say that this is the floor for the Raiders, finishing at 4-13, and the ceiling would be switching the losses of the Steelers, Jaguars, Falcons, Rams, and Browns. See those being swapped to wins, which would then make their ceiling 9-8. I would say this is probably everyone's floor and ceiling in this division other than the Chiefs. Third place would go to the Chargers. They lost some key offensive players. I haven't given up on Herbert just yet. I do have more trust in him than I do Trevor Lawrence. And I still haven't given up on Trevor Lawrence. I think Harbaugh and Herbert can find something together. They do plan on focusing on running the ball. Key additions are running back Gus Edwards, tight end Hayden Hurst, linebacker Denzel Perriman, corner Christian Fulton, running back J.K. Dobbins, defensive tackle Bruno Ford, while their key departures are wide receiver Keenan Allen, wide receiver Mike Williams, linebacker Eric Kendricks, center Corey Linsley. Losing an all-pro receiver in Allen was a shock, and they just made that Bears offense that already had nice pieces a little bit scarier. This isn't about the Bears. That's for another video. I do like the running backs that the Chargers picked up, especially if they stay healthy. It just proves that they want to run the ball in 2024. I do like trying to focus on the run so you don't put everything on Herbert's shoulders like it has been for the last couple seasons. Running the ball is always a good formula if you could establish it. The 2024 schedule for the Chargers looks like this. In week 1, you got the Raiders, win. Week 2, Panthers a win. Week 3, Steelers a loss. Week 4, Chiefs a loss. They get their bye week in week 5. Out of the bye week, week 6, they get the Broncos, they lose. Week 7, Cardinals win. Week 8, Saints win. Week 9, Browns loss. Week 10, Titans loss. Week 11, Bengals loss. Week 12, Ravens loss. Week 13, Falcons win. Week 14, Chiefs loss. Week 15, Buccaneers win. Week 16, Broncos loss. Week 17, Patriots win. And week 18, Raiders loss. You know, as I was writing this script, I actually had to switch the Broncos and the Chargers in the standings. I originally had the Broncos here and the Chargers in second. But as I was doing this win-loss thing, I guess I determined that the Chargers will be finishing 7-10. I think this is a good starting point, though. Let's take a look at the potential ceiling for the Chargers. Let's switch the L's of the Titans, Browns, Steelers, and let's say they end up sweeping one of the divisional teams. That could put them at 11-6. So that's probably a playoff team. I'm gonna have to go back and do my playoff predictions once these divisions are done. On to my Denver Broncos. Am I showing my bias here a little bit? Yes. I think that is fine because I think by the end of the season, I do feel the Broncos will be in last place. Time to go over key additions and departures. The key additions: quarterback Bo Nix, quarterback Zach Wilson, wide receiver Josh Reynolds, linebacker Cody Barton, defensive tackle Malcolm Roach, and safety Brandon Jones. The key departures are the big one in Justin Simmons, quarterback Russell Wilson, $85 million departure, center Lloyd Cushenberry, corner Kawan Williams, linebacker Josie Jewell, defensive lineman Jonathan Harris. Losing Justin was rough. Back in my mind, I kept hoping they would find a way to work something out, but no, Justin ended up with the Falcons on a 1-year, $8 million deal. I think I speak for all Bronco fans. We were hoping that he would end up a lifelong Bronco. I mean, he's always going to be a Bronco in our eyes, but I was hoping he was going to play here his whole career. Underrated losses are Jewell and Cush. The business aspect of the sport can suck sometimes. You know, enough about me bitching of who we lost, let's see how the Broncos are going to fare in 2024. Week 1, Seahawks win. Week 2, Steelers win. Week 3, Buccaneers lost. Week 4, Jets lost. Week 5, Raiders win. Week 6, Chargers win. Week 7, Saints win. Week 8, Panthers win. Week 9, Ravens lost. Chiefs in Week 10 lost. Week 11, Falcons lost. Week 12, Raiders lost. Week 13, Browns lost. Week 14 is their bye. Out of their bye week, they play the Colts and they lose. Week 16, Chargers win. Week 17, Bengals lost. And Week 18, Chiefs win. Now you'll see later on in the video something's going to change there, but I'm going to keep it a Week 18 win for now. It's kind of a toss-up because will the Chiefs be resting their starters, or will they still be playing for that number 1 seed? I'm going to have it with the Broncos going 8-9 and the floor definitely being 4-13. The ceiling, let's convert the losses from the Jets, Falcons, Browns, and Colts. That will put the ceiling at 12-5, which would really determine how well Bo Nix plays. Granted, if he's the starter, it's also that 12-5 ceiling is so much proof of me being a homer for my team. I do try to be realistic though. I think 4 to 8 wins is more likely to happen. It's time for the shock of the century. The division winners for the 9th straight year will be the Kansas City Chiefs. Awesome. This will probably be the shortest segment probably in my whole division prediction series. So the key additions are wide receiver Marquise Brown, linebacker Drew Tranquil, tight end Irv Smith Jr., quarterback Carson Wentz. Most of the key additions that the Chiefs had, they ended up bringing back their free agents. I don't want to list every single one of those. I just bring in like new people. Key departures are linebacker Willie Gay Jr., corner L'Jarius Sneed, safety Mike Edwards, and guard Nick Allegretti. One of the best rosters still in the NFL. Less than stellar wide receiver core, which, by the way, they won with a less than stellar receiver core last year. And it does look like Mahomes and Worthy are making a nice connection together. So let's see how many wins the back-to-back champs get. Week 1, Ravens win. Week 2, Bengals a win. Week 3, Falcons a win. Week 4, Chargers a win. Week 5, Saints a win. Week 6 is their bye week. Week 7, they got the Niners, and it's an L. Week 8, Raiders win. Week 9, Buccaneers win. Week 10, Broncos win. Week 11, Bills win. Week 12, Panthers win. Week 13, Raiders win. Week 14, Chargers win. Week 15, Browns win. Week 16, Texans win. Week 17, Steelers win. And Week 18, Broncos, and they win there. I'm most likely saying, yeah, the Chiefs will beat the Broncos in Week 18. So that could make the Broncos 7-10 or 8-9. Will that surprise you with the Chiefs going 15-2? When I was doing this, I was like, damn, could they go undefeated? For shits and giggles, let's say the ceiling is 17-0. And the floor will be changing the wins to losses for the Ravens, Bengals, and a division opponent, which the floor would be set to 11-6. I so wanted to say an L to the Falcons just because Justin Simmons is kind of Mahomes' kryptonite right now. To recap, Chiefs win the division at 15-2. The Broncos are in second place with either 8-9 or 7-10. I'm going to stick with the 8-9 just because. Chargers 7-10 at third, fourth, Raiders at 4-13. It will be a tough fight for the 2 through 4. Raider fans, Bronco fans, and Charger fan. How much longer can we deal with the Chiefs at the top? I think it's so annoying just because I feel like everyone now is a Chief fan. Mostly because of the bandwagon fans and probably the Taylor Swift fans, but I'm not gonna go there about Taylor Swift fans. But they'll probably leave once they become bad again. I've seen people jump from the Pats to the Chiefs during this stretch. But to all the Chief fans that have been there through the good, bad, and the ugly, this isn't about you. I in fact tip my cap to you. We've all been there. I'm still there. Sorry if that came off as a little bitter. I think even Chief fans feel the same. That will do it for this video. You know the drill by now. You're watching a YouTube video. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. That still helps. Comment down below what I got wrong or forgot to bring up. Sharing this video would be kinda cool too. Also hit that subscribe button and the bell icon too, so you don't miss another video. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day, and don't forget, let's go Broncos.